What do you make of what Assemblyman Rivera said, particularly with respect to this notion that as a result of fewer and fewer Latinos graduating high school, and yet they are becoming increasingly the main population of the schools, that in turn that leads to reductions in colleges because not enough of the students that will be graduating will be going into college. What do you think about that?
Well, it's logical. It's a logical conclusion. It's the first I've heard of it.
It was the first I heard of it when he mentioned it to me.
And I think it's alarming. I mean, I think the universities need to pay attention to that. But there's not that much they can do in terms of turning out young people that will be entering their facilities. I think that a lot has to be done at the lower grades, and you have to start from early grades, kindergarten, all the way up to doing a better job with our high school students.
You've been involved with issues of children and families for some time here in New York. What is your feeling about what are the key factors that you've come to focus on as to the relatively low retention rates of Latino students in high school, lower graduation rates than others, lower performance once they get into college, and fewer of them who do get into college staying in college? What kinds of theories have you developed over time about what can be done, what's the cause, and so on?
Well, after, I mean, I do a lot of reading on this subject. I visit the schools that we're in, and after looking at all the factors and all the statistics and all this research that has been done about Latino students, and I go back to basics. A lot of it has to be that our kids attract from the moment they enter schools. And so it's not something... By
tracked, you mean?
Tracked, that they're tracked into, they're not going to be going into the best colleges, they're not going to be graduating high school, they're not going to be taking the Regents exam. Something that when you talk to people in my generation, a lot of them have stories of how they were tracked. You don't hear people talking about that today. They talk about racism, they talk about prejudice, but actually talking about how kids are tracked from the beginning. I think that a lot is still going on in terms of what people within the educational system believe the possibilities are for our kids.